And one thing to understand that, look, everything will be okay. Just sometimes we don't know how things will be okay. We don't know, but we can only just deal with what we have at hand. And yeah, in our in our way, we show gratitude. It always begins with that because it will kind of tame. It will it will control not only the inner turmoil, but it will have you on the right kind of frequency. And on that frequency, you will receive as well. It's it sounds. I know. I don't know whether how it sounds, but it seems to definitely work. So like today, people were saying about. I saw this thing about, look, oh my God, fuel prices are going up, and people are panicking, and um, I saw on a few WhatsApp groups, and actually there was I saw some people panicking, and it is, look, it can be a bit distressing when we think about these things. But what we have to do is, whenever something like this happens, just pause and you just breathe. Tawakkulan ala Allah. Everything is going to be okay. It does not. You may say, well, but how? But what? I've got this, I've got that, and you've got like 50 questions going off in your mind, and this thought and that thought, and before you know it, that thought's already kind of playing out, and this thought's playing. You've got to just Allah. And you're only concerned with the step in front of you. You're just taking that step. It doesn't matter. Things will work out. They always have, they always will. There's no need to kind of become so kind of panicked, because look, anything that happens in life, there's only two things about it. Either you can do something about it directly, or you can't. If you can, then stop panicking and do something about it. Or you can't, in which case there's no point panicking anyway, because you can't do anything about it. It is what it is. So it's always important to remember in these things that hasbunallah, that don't worry, as Allah is sufficient, and Allah has got things, that it's okay. A person just Allah, they just breathe. Yeah. Right. So let's see. Rizwan Khan, Salam Mufti and fellow community. Good spirits, positive. Yep. Lillahi alhamd. Shukran. May Allah keep you blessed. Right. Yeah. It's important. I'm saying this because, look, people, it's natural to find anxiety, to kind of get into a stir, to start panicking. And if you do, there's always techniques as well. A person should, if you can, do a few minutes of mindfulness every day. 3 minutes, if you can. Just 3 minutes. You can go on YouTube, find a 3-minute kind of just mindfulness clip to just bring your mind to just zero it in. It is a huge, it's something to just tether you. If you can do more things in a day, there's so many more methods to kind of, I've got a clip on YouTube as well about certain, even with Salah, I've got one on Salah about how to incorporate certain things in Salah, just like a breathing technique, just to kind of, to be more in the now during Salah. But Otherwise, if a person's feeling anxiety and they're feeling stressed out, they they need to you see, it all begins, our world is like a projection of what's inside here. And a person that in here is chaos, they think the world is chaos. And when it gets still, they feel the world is still. So it all kind of begins in there. So, yeah, I would say that. Mhm. And there's a good technique as well. There's a few techniques. I've shared some on YouTube in the past. I will do some more clips as well. I had just been a bit distracted, but I was thinking actually this week I should start doing more of those clips. I want to start again, so I will. But there are some good, interesting techniques that for if people suffer from stuff like becoming anxious, anxiety, or they can't seem to calm down. um, there's there's quite there are a few that I have shared, and once an interesting one is the kind of self-embrace method. That's actually an interesting one, and I found that always fascinating from when I learnt about it a while back, because I thought it's interesting that even in the surah of Ya Ayyuhal Muzammil, about being kind of this kind of being kind of embraced, um that this technique, because a person, what they can do is they just take their right hand and they just place it under to the side, and their left on top, and they just hold, and you just embrace, and you just breathe in, and you just hold, and you breathe out, and you do that just slowly for between 30 to 60 seconds, and you notice the whole, like how as simple as that, a very simple technique like that, how it just radically reduces instantly anxiety on the spot. And obviously there's a lot of explanations in why that may be happening when a person embraces self embraces, or somebody could embrace them as well, but this is like a self-embrace method. There are other methods as well that are used popularly as well in kind of trauma therapy. One is usually like this, and sometimes they do it like that, and sometimes the other hand on the gut, but often just like that as well. But these things are you can find a lot as well if people can research them. Nowadays you can find loads on YouTube as well. But cool.